Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you're looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, you've come to the right place. We're opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, keep watching and we'll show you exactly how it all works. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that you want to play. Most of our series will have 8 spots representing the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, you have a 1 in 8 chance to win memorabilia at an awesome value. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune in to the next available Live Breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you'll see your name appear on the screen when your break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer, and the order will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that show's dice roll number. After randomization, the list of names of people who bought spots in that live break will be matched up with an NFL division. If the item that's pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations! You just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia at a fraction of the cost. Want to guarantee yourself an item instead of testing your luck? Check out the mystery box tab of our website for a variety of mystery box options. When you buy a mystery box, we'll ship it straight to your door, and some can be opened on air at your request. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Club Rewards program. This exclusive club earns you points towards specific discounts, signed items, and prizes each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you've been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good morning. Welcome. It is Saturday, February 7th, one day before Super Bowl 60.
Yep.
Chinmay and Rob here with you on Saturday morning from the Ultimate Autographs live break room. We've done a little switcheroo on the host-producer side. And before we go into sort of this basketball here that I have sitting in front of me, Rob, how was your last couple weeks? I know we spoke last week, obviously, because I was here, but the week before I wasn't. Leading up to the Super Bowl tomorrow,
Yep.
I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit during the show, but what are your vibes like going into the Super Bowl? It seems like maybe it's because our teams aren't in it. Just seems like there isn't as much excitement.
Yeah. No, I feel you. It's definitely one of those odd Super Bowls where, this is why you play the games, right? And these are, honestly, for me, the types of Super Bowls that I love. I got very tired of the Mahomes Invitational, the Air Hood Invitational. Even an Eagles back-to-back Super Bowl, because I'm sadly in the camp sorry to my Eagles fans out there where I think that there are certain personalities on the team that don't sit right with me. So I'm really glad to see a team like New England, who was a back-to-back 4-win team, get the Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Absolutely hit one out of the park with their top-round quarterback draft pick from just a year ago. Hard to believe. One of the best modern turnarounds in NFL history make the Super Bowl, and then juxtapose the other side. You have an underdog story, former 3rd overall pick. Funny how that works. Drake May and Sam Darnold going head to head. And unlike Drake May, who has had a very quick turnaround in his path in just one season, Sam Darnold has taken, more than half a decade to get to the promised land. A very long and winding road. And we speak about guys like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, who were drafted out of the same class as Sam in 2018. Really cool to see him be the first quarterback out of that class to make it to the Super Bowl. So I think you have two different teams from two different walks of life getting here. And I think it's actually going to be a very compelling Super Bowl. I know that the general consensus is that it's going to be a mollywhopping to some degree for Seattle. I see an overwhelming amount of people going with Seattle, but I think New England can definitely win this football game.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think New England can win the football game. I do think they'll keep it relatively close. I don't think it'll be quite the blowout that it was when the Seahawks first played the Broncos in that first Super Bowl. I also don't think that Seattle is going to throw the ball from the 1-yard line and get intercepted in the final minute of the game to make it a dramatic win for New England or something like that. So I don't think it'll be that close, but I don't think it'll be a complete blowout on the other side.
It'll keep people in enough until the halftime show.
Yeah. For sure. Blaine Skelton saying morning. Morning to you, Blaine. Hope
Good morning,
your Saturday is going well. And we'll jump into what's going on here in the break room in a little bit, but let's start out with the dice roll as we always do. So on the dice, we got to go 6 or higher for our dice roll. So, Rob, what are you rolling with?
Let's roll out with let's roll out with 7 for how many points I think Seattle's going to win by.
All right. I'm going to go with 9 as I always do for the new year.
Yeah.
And it's a 5. 5's not going to work. 7.
There you go.
7 is our dice roll for this morning. Throw that up there. And then we got the chase wheel spin. So the chase is interesting because there is a Bright Lights specialty series, which only has 2 boxes left.
Yep.
One of those, if you know anything about me, if you've seen any show that I'm on, one of those boxes is a LaDainian Tomlinson authentic. If we do not open that box, this may be the last show that I do. We have to, there's only 2 boxes left. It's a double box break. LaDainian Tomlinson's in there as a headliner. And then after that, we're dropping a new series. It's the QB Room Mixer, 35 boxes, all quarterbacks. One of the best series that we have here at Ultimate Autographs. So let's get this LT on the table.
Absolutely.
Let's get through this Bright Light series, and then we can go into the QB Room. So I'll make the Bright Light series one of the chase wheel spins. So we will have, we could potentially have 2 wheel spins if we get it right here. And for the second one, let's see. I want to, this wheel spun. I didn't want to spin it. I wanted to customize it. Blaine is saying go Hawks. So Blaine is a Seattle fan. Let's see. How do I add options? Here we go. So on this wheel, so we've taken Bright Lights out, but Weekend Warrior will be there. And instead of the practice squad, we've got the Diamond. There's no Vault. So we got jerseys, Bright Lights is already on there, Weekend Warrior. So we only do have 4 because the minis would be on there. All right, so this is the second wheel spin. And it'll be the Weekend Warrior. So we will do 1 spin for every box that breaks in the or we will do 1 spin for just that Bright Lights double. And then we will do 1 spin for all the Weekend Warrior breaks for the new Weekend Warrior series, which is called the Olympic Mixer. And we will go into the Olympic Mixer and kind of highlight what's in there. You got a David Ortiz jersey, a Ken Griffey Jr. jersey, and a Nikola Jokic jersey. Those are the jerseys, at least among the headliners. We got a Nightmare Cody Rhodes belt, and it looks like it's just a belt. It doesn't look like there's any sort of championship thing on there. Just because Cody Rhodes won, I don't know. I'm not a big WWE guy. Ricky would probably kill me if he was here right now. But I don't know if Cody Rhodes has won any championships or whatnot. So that's the belt for Cody Rhodes. We got a Giannis Funko Pop. T Swift is back in the room. We got a Taylor Swift vinyl for Life of a Showgirl. And there's also, it looks like there's 2 covers on there. So it looks like there's the actual vinyl and then the cover on the T Swift. You got the custom speed flexes with Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Myles Garrett, and then you also got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got Chris Webber and Victor Wembanyama on the basketballs. You got Patrick Kane on the puck, and I believe that is his 1,000th career game.
Oh, wow.
Stars versus Blackhawks. It says official warm-up puck. It's got the date and everything, so I'm assuming it's got to be his 1,000th game, or it's got to be some sort of milestone. But it won't be a Stanley Cup one because they didn't play the Stars in the Stanley Cup. Mickey Mantle on the card, Tony Gwynn on the baseball bat. But the real prize here is that LeBron James basketball, which you are seeing right in front of me. LeBron James on the basketball. By the way, I haven't seen a LeBron James autograph, and I've been here for a little over a year. Rob is telling me that this is the first LeBron James autograph that we've had as a company.
Yes, correct.
So the only way to get this ball is to get in the Weekend Warrior series, and there are, I believe, 12 boxes. I'm gonna double check here to make sure that is correct. Yes. 12 of the boxes in this series will have either a gold medal, silver medal, or bronze medal in the box. It'll probably just be a sticker. I don't think we're actually giving away the medals, unfortunately. We're in the Olympic spirit, but not that much.
But budget only goes so high.
Yeah. For every gold medal, you get 1 entry towards winning LeBron.
Yep.
Silver medal, 2 entries. Bronze medal, 3 entries. So what I'm guessing is your non-headliner items will probably have the bronze medals in them. There might be some secondary headliners with some silver medals in them. And maybe one of the photo headliners has a gold medal. But that is the only way that you can get LeBron. LeBron James is not available in the break itself. You got to play the breaks to gain the entries to get LeBron James on the basketball. And I'm sure Rob will do some digging on the other side here. But you don't need me to tell you what a LeBron James autographed basketball is worth. I'm going to guess north of 2,000.
Yeah. So it just depends on, honestly, it depends on the consumer, right? We have our LeGlazers out there of the world. So
yeah,
we have big time LeBron James fans. Look, LeBron James, career-wise, he's probably had the best resume in NBA history, right?
Yeah.
Now, this basketball in particular, Chinmay, actually, this goes back a little ways. This actually was signed in 2009, from what I was told.
Really? Okay.
So this is actually from LeBron James's first MVP season in 2009.
okay.
So again, specific seasons, it doesn't have an inscription on there for that. But from what I was told yesterday from our higher ups here, the authentication is from 2009. So now just looking at what we have here now, again, like Chinmay said, he's guessing somewhere right around the 2,000 and up range. Look, truth be told, it depends on where you go for a lot of these things, because basketballs are very different from other items, just because of the fact that the authentication on them isn't always as precise. But I'm seeing here, Chinmay, anywhere from $3,000 to as high as $10,000.
Wow. Okay.
For the value of the basketball.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not seeing anything less than 3,000. And if
so about 3K, yeah. So about 3K for the LeBron James basketball in terms of value, as the baseline. And again, Rob was talking about the authenticity and the certification. We can guarantee the authenticity. We can guarantee the certification here at Ultimate Autographs. That's what we do. You'll be given the certificate of authenticity when you indeed secure this LeBron James basketball. But only way to do that, play the breaks, win some items, get those medal counts up, and get your names in the LeBron James entry. So the Weekend Warrior, the way it's going to work is different from our traditional divisions, sort of. It'll be Yankees, Eagles, and Heat in one division, Vikings, the Sacramento Kings, and the St. Louis Blues in the other division, Browns, WWE, and Spain soccer. So I wonder who's going to be in there for Spain soccer. Maybe Lamine Yamal might be in there.
Yeah.
The Rams, Bucks, New York Rangers, and Lakers are in one division. The Lions, music, Rangers, and boxing is in another division. So T Swift would be the music for that. Mariners, Blackhawks, film, and Hornets. So I'm guessing Kane, because it's a Blackhawks Stars puck, it'll be a Blackhawks item. Padres, Nuggets, Chargers, Cubs is another division. And then Spurs, Red Sox, Packers, and Lightning is that last division there. So different divisions for the Weekend Warrior. But certainly the Bright Lights series, only 2 boxes left, and then we can go get into the quarterback room right after that. And the Weekend Warrior just dropped all 30 boxes available. The prize for you, sitting right in front of me, this LeBron James signed basketball, the first ever that we've had at Ultimate Autographs.
Still hard to believe.
Very hard. It's very hard to get, right? I mean,
yep.
There are some athletes who just don't sign a lot, and that increases the value of their memorabilia. So this is a older LeBron James basketball, but obviously we know LeBron James, the accomplishments he's had, the NBA's all-time leading scorer, 4-time champion, 4-time Finals MVP, but I believe the only player to win Finals MVP with 3 different teams in his career. LeBron is arguably the best basketball player of all time.
Yeah.
There's a debate on there. You won't find much of a debate around Chicago, but there's a debate as to his standing among the greats. So this is your chance at basketball history. Come to the Weekend Warrior Series to go get that.
And this is one of those situations too, right, where whenever you get an inscription, a signature on a particular player, Chinmay, you usually want to try to get an understanding of not only the value in the moment, but you also want to see and project maybe down the line, if you end up looking to repurpose it down the line, what the value is truly going to be worth.
Yeah.
There is no guessing what the value of this is going to be worth for LeBron James as time continues to travel on. As soon as he gets into the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame, which obviously will happen his first time around, once he gets inducted in, that is automatically going to rise things up. And again, there's still a litany of other things that he can do outside of his pro basketball career that can only
for sure. Yeah.
So
he's going to be relevant for a long time, and there's going to be a bunch of LeBron fans who will be looking at this as a collector's item, and not just LeBron fans, basketball fans in general. Blaine, I'm also a Kobe guy, so I'll refrain from commentary as far as going too far in depth. But I also have to admit, unfortunately, LeBron as a basketball player is better than Kobe Bryant. Mamba forever.
I will say one of the biggest things in our lifetime, Chinmay, that we did get robbed of was the 2009 finals, when I think everybody expected it to be Cleveland versus LA. And then obviously that was the Orlando year, which of course actually ended up leading to, that was when, LeBron ended up prematurely getting knocked out by Boston in the second round. And then the jersey comes off and everything. And Mike Tirico's like, well, will this be the last time we see LeBron James in a Cleveland uniform? No. But he ended up going to Miami later on that summer, hilariously. But LeBron, regardless if you love him, if you hate him, whatever end of the spectrum that you are on, he is certainly one of the most polarizing players across all North American sports. But I will say this, Chinmay, for himself, I don't think that the NBA could have had a better ambassador to pass the torch to for the last 2 decades across the NBA. I mean, just the level of content, just the level of positive marketing promotions that he has had upon the league. I think that he's done an incredible job as the face of the NBA for 2 decades, right? So now the big question is between him and Steph Curry, really for the last decade, who's going to take that torch next? So I'm interested to see who's going to take that torch first here in this Weekend Warrior Series. I'm excited. We already got our first order, dude.
Yep, dropping those links in the chat. Dropped in the Bright Lights series. Let's definitely knock that out here so we can unveil the quarterback room and then get that moving. And then the Weekend Warrior as well. That link is in there. LeBron on the basketball is the giveaway prize. Again, there will be 12 boxes in the series. Some will have gold medals. Some will have silver medals. Some will have bronze medals. The gold medal, 1 entry in LeBron in the LeBron giveaway. Silver medal, 2 entries in the LeBron giveaway. Bronze medal, 3 entries in the LeBron giveaway. Let's definitely get into these series. We've got the Diamond series as well. Diamonds are back. We've been going back and forth with so many series that I've mostly been in here when the vault is here. I very rarely have I seen the Diamonds back in the room, but the Diamonds are back in the room, and we do have left on the headliner board here Mike Evans on the Authentic, on that Rave Authentic, looking very nice. Kurt Warner on the Authentic. Ashton Genty with some customization. It's the Raiders drip, which we don't see that often. The Raiders are pretty much stuck to their classic stuff. Edgerrin James on the Authentic, that looks like a salute to service lid. Barry Sanders on the custom Speedflex, still available. My guy, LaDainian Tomlinson, I know he's also in the Bright Lights series, but he's here on a Speedflex with the visor, as LT helmets should always be, in the Diamonds. And then Troy Polamalu, also in the Diamonds here on the Speed Flex. Secondary headliners, Sean Alexander, who is probably rooting for his Seahawks on Sunday, and Fred Warner, who will look to come back strong in the 2026-27 season.
Yep.
So those are the diamonds, and I will highlight the multi-sport jerseys here because Shaq is gone, unfortunately. So that's a tough one. That's a tough miss for me. I was gonna have this was gonna be like a great show for me if Shaq was here because we would have had LaDainian Tomlinson, Patrick Kane on the puck, and Shaquille O'Neal. And if we had all of those guys out here, it would just been I might have actually just quit from then on because it couldn't be, you can't get better than that. So unfortunately, I can't do that because Shaq is not here. We do have Sam Darnold though, who could be a Super Bowl champion by the end of tomorrow on the USC jersey. And Sam Darnold was obviously a phenomenal player at USC, went number 3 overall, but could be a Super Bowl champion. So the value of that jersey, still available by the way, the value of that jersey would skyrocket should the Seahawks win tomorrow in Super Bowl 60. We got Bobby Hull and then the Brett Hull and Adam Oates. We got the combo there. You can get Hull and Hull. David Ortiz still available on that Red Sox jersey. Erling Haaland on the Man City license jersey. We have seen a lot of Erling Haaland stuff here and there. I've never seen the Erling Haaland jersey, actually. The classic Man City kit. Ronald Acuna also available. Vlad Guerrero Jr. available as well on the Blue Jays jersey. And then Jeremy Roenick and DJ Moore, secondary headliners in the jerseys. We've got the minis as well. Minis is an automatic double box break and pretty loaded here still in the minis. Warren Sapp, Sauce Gardner, Emmitt Smith, Lawrence Taylor, Jim Kelly, Ray Lewis, and Devontae Adams are photoed headliners, which are still available. That Jets LT, unfortunately, gone. But LT, you can get bright lights and diamonds. John Lynch and Le'Veon Bell, secondary headliners. I have not really seen Le'Veon Bell in the break room as much. John Lynch, obviously a Hall of Fame safety for many years, a part of that Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl winning team, and now the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers. So he's continued on to be a very successful executive as well. But Le'Veon Bell, one of the sort of forgotten running backs almost in the NFL because he was so good, but then just sort of dropped off once he left the Steelers and never really recovered from that. And it's crazy to think, like, Le'Veon Bell was at one point the best running back in the NFL.
Part of the Killer Bees, man.
Yeah. And just dropped off quickly after.
Now, it's funny that you mentioned that because I did pull a Le'Veon Bell New York Jets replica yesterday. So that almost verbatim what you just said was like, oh, well, here's the team where this was basically the final chapter of his NFL career. So, but yeah, no, uber talented player. And look, that's one of the coolest things for what we got. Good morning, guys. Don't forget Hall of Fame eligible next year. Yeah, for Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you feel old a little bit?
Yeah, but that's a question
feels
mark.
Very quick.
King MC, thank you for bringing that up. We'll discuss it here because look, Le'Veon Bell. This thing is hilarious because it tells you his last team, and his last team was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow, that image is just not in my head.
It's crazy, right? But Le'Veon Bell, really only he's Hall of Fame eligible. I just don't know how he can get in. He only has 6,500 career rushing yards.
Well, I think the trend of the Pro Football Hall of Fame is that all of the obvious guys we don't induct and all the guys that shouldn't get in should get in.
Okay.
That should be the new wave.
Okay.
So Belichick is a disgrace. He shouldn't be anywhere close to it. The guy only was a part of 8 Super Bowl championships. Shouldn't be able to get in. Eli Manning, 2 the most impressive ever. Forget about that guy. Le'Veon Bell, who had a couple-year Hall of Fame peak. That's the guy that should get in. We should start a new wave, Chinmay. We should go in voting for that. But yeah, I'm going to look alongside you here with Le'Veon. And look, all voters have their different permutations when it comes to how they want to vote. But 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. Again, I think one thing that really, really kills him is right in the middle of his peak. Obviously, he had that big contract dispute in
contract dispute,
which he sat out.
That he missed a whole season. But even then, right? Like he's at 6,500 rushing yards and 42 rushing touchdowns. Throw in the receiving touchdowns, and he's just over 50. Like, I just don't know how you can say that he's a Hall of Fame player.
No, you can't.
He was a tremendous talent. One of the best running backs when he was on the field for the Steelers early in his career. But he just didn't have the longevity, doesn't have the numbers. It's very tough to say that Le'Veon Bell is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it's just really shocking, too, because, you look at...
He was that good.
Yeah. Well, you look at two totally different sides of the page here, and after that contract dispute occurred, that's when his career just completely flipped on its head.
Yeah.
He actually led the league in touches. It's a little over 400 his last season. Led the league in carries, had nearly a 1,300-yard season on the ground, was a first-team All-Pro. Mm-hmm. And then, again, the contract dispute at just age 26. And then after that, was just could never recover from then. So... but one thing I will tell you is that we have a lot of people in this series that's already in the Hall of Fame or is going to be a Hall of Famer. So,
yeah. I'm seeing that we are 3 to go in that mini double, so we can definitely knock out that mini box break to get things started here. We're 4 to go in the diamond single, so the diamond single should also be there, and we've got a couple spots in that weekend warrior single as well. So. Getting moving here early on this Saturday morning, but definitely keep getting into those spots again. Only 2 boxes left in that Bright Light series. LaDainian Tomlinson on that Rave Authentic, part of those 2 boxes, that double box break. Once we knock that double box break out, we will have the quarterback room, and the quarterback room has 35 boxes, 20 headliners in it. You got Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Drew Brees, who just got into the Hall of Fame, Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, all the big names in there, along with, Elway, Marino, Montana. That's a loaded series, always is a loaded series. The only way that we can get to that, though, is to knock out these 2 boxes and get LaDainian Tomlinson out here on the table. The goals for the show, honestly, I mean, we want to break boxes. We want to give you guys, fun memorabilia. The goals for the show for me, get LT out here and get Patrick Kane out here. If LT and Patrick Kane get out here, it's a successful show.
I want to get greedy. I want us to see us get through that. Not only that Bright Light series, but also dip into the new quarterback room that's waiting.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I want to see.
We'll get into the quarterback room once that Bright Light series gets out of here. So,
and that's a beautiful Rave Authentic too for LT. So
LT is going to stave off a lot of quarterbacks to stay on the table here. Once we dip into that quarterback room and start pulling those helmets. But Rob, I already talked about, my guys, LaDainian, Shaq is not here, but LT and Patrick Kane, my 2 favorite items in the room right now. If you're playing in the room, what are you looking at as your favorites?
Oh, I got to spoil myself, man. I mean, I'm waking up, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on a Saturday morning. I mean, the Weekend Warrior is calling, it's calling your name, right? Yeah. And it's Olympic multi-sport themed as well, which I think is just even better. It's even cooler. There's so many, specialty designed items just in the photo headliner alone, right? So, calling all Swifties out there, calling all Kansas City Chiefs fans, because nowadays they're intertwined. With Taylor Swift as a photo headliner. The one that stands out to me, just because this is my original sport, this goes back to my roots, but the Mickey Mantle poster. Yeah. That to me is the one that really captivates me. It's my uncle's all-time favorite player. My uncle, born in 1942 in the Bronx, he grew up a couple blocks away from the original Yankee Stadium watching Mickey Mantle. He would go down after school and watch night games at the old Yankee Stadium. So Whitey Ford, who we've had in the room, Yogi Berra, just watching those teams, Joe DiMaggio as well before Mantle really bursted onto the scene. So that would be really amazing. Plus, I'd like to keep the theme of baseball here in the room. Yeah. I did 5 baseball breaks yesterday, which I thought was really, really cool. And then last weekend, we had some really cool historical hits with Willie Mays baseball, which was fantastic. So we got Ken Griffey and David Ortiz in the room, 2 of the most popular players of the modern era.
Yeah. And then you got Tony Gwynn on the bat as well.
Tony Gwynn on the bat.
There's plenty of baseball in this series. And then, of course, as I mentioned, on the table right now, the LeBron James basketball prize. You can only get that through racking up the medal count in this Olympic Weekend Warrior Series. Gold medal is 1 entry.
Yep.
Silver medal, 2 entries. Bronze medal, 3 entries. So let us know in the chat, guys, your favorite items currently in the break room, what you're looking after. I see we're 2 to go in the minis now and 4 to go in that diamond single. So let's get after it here in the break room. Start opening some boxes. Start giving you guys some memorabilia here. By the way, Chase Wheel Spin, again, any Weekend Warrior break that happens, those names will be put in for the Chase Wheel Spin. And then the Bright Lights series, it's a double box break. That'll be a separate wheel spin. So whoever gets in that Bright Lights series and that break closes out, we close that break out, you will get your own wheel spin separate from Weekend Warrior. Hoping to do 2 wheel spins here on this Saturday morning here in the 9 a.m. show.
Yeah, no. One other thing that I wanted to mention about this Olympic multi-sport mixer series, I think one of the most underrated parts of the series in itself, Chinmay, is the value of one particular item in this photoed headliner. That's actually the Victor Wembanyama basketball. So the reason why I mention him, the most heralded prospect since the guy that's right there in the product camp for you guys in LeBron James, but he actually this season is the most sought out autograph across the entire NBA.
Okay.
His trading cards, his signed cards are the most bought in the league this year. More than Luka Dončić, more than Steph Curry, more than LeBron James. He has the most sought out autograph currently across the entire landscape. He's an international phenomenon. He's going to be the next face of the NBA to get that passing of the torch, you would assume, from LeBron James. So I would say right now, again, for $124 value, that's something where you can just fast forward 20 years down the line, and Wembanyama's got, more rings than fingers by the end of that point. Those are some pretty long fingers too that he could stack some rings up on.
Yeah, he's nicknamed the alien. He might have to grow another finger to accommodate the rings. But Wemby also, Wembanyama and the Spurs, probably the best team to have a chance to knock off the Thunder, it seems, this year. They've beaten them 4 times in the regular season, or 3 times in the regular season, 1 time in the NBA Cup. So 4 out of the 5 times, I believe the Spurs have won. And now regular season to postseason, things change a little bit. And this would be the first time that Wemby's playing in the playoffs, so maybe a little bit different there. But Nuggets are obviously a threat, but I would say the Spurs are right there with them as far as challenging the Thunder in the West.
Yeah, for sure. I think that there's just entering that conversation. I think a lot of the shine has started to come off of Houston. I think that with losing Fred VanVleet to start off the year,
very tough.
That already raised a red flag, but it was quickly put to a halt with the emergence of Reed Shepherd, their second-year guard out of Kentucky, their 3rd overall pick in last year's draft. But I think the loss of Steven Adams is one of the most non-talked about headlines because they were historically on pace to be the best offensive rebounding team ever in NBA history with Steven Adams, with Clint Capella, Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun, the list goes on. And that's a huge thing for a Rockets team that doesn't put up a large volume of 3-point attempts.
Yeah.
But they were able to create more shots than anybody else because they were able to consistently pound the glass. Losing your best offensive rebounder takes away that superhero power from them. So I think that takes a little bit of the shine off of the team. I will say the other team besides, and I like the fact that you're giving the Spurs some love here. I think that they're just a year or 2 away. I want to see their experience in the postseason. How about the team that's made back-to-back conference finals appearances in the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Yeah, Timberwolves are definitely there.
They had a great deadline. I think the addition of Ayo Dosunmu really patches up their point guard woes that they had between Dillingham, Mike Conley, Bones Highland. And Bones Highland's been great. But really,
and Conley's going back. Conley's going back
as the veteran, man. Basically a player coach at this point. So, but Dosunmu fills up a lot of holes. But they got one of the most talented starting fives. They have at worst a top 6 to 7 player in Anthony Edwards, a
Yeah.
postseason riser. Julius Randle is averaging 25 this year, a multiple-time All-Star.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you want to talk about a postseason giant killer. That's Anthony Edwards right there.
Yeah.
He has knocked out everybody. Jokic, check mark. Kevin Durant, check mark.
Yeah.
LeBron, check mark. It's everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's on there.
Yeah. He slayed just about every basketball headliner we've had in this series here.
And Wemby, you were talking about the autograph value. Wemby, Wemby autograph basketball on Fanatics right now, currently, is going for $1,100. He hasn't won anything.
That's very good
aside
value.
Of Rookie of the Year.
That's very good value for him.
He hasn't won anything, and it's going for $1,100 on Fanatics, and you can get that in the Weekend Warrior Series for $124.
So we are going to have our first break here, about 36 minutes into the show.
Very cool.
Shout out to Bill Warden for closing out that mini double.
Let's get it.
So we'll get that all sorted up for you.
Move LeBron up here.
Bron. It's going to be Hail Mary at number 7. Thank you guys for closing that out. The minis going into this. We do a double box break for every mini here at Ultimate Autographs. And guess what? We have a 1 in 2 chance of the headliner. So
very cool.
On pace to have that be a nice little 50% chance. Let's go against the trend. Let's start off with a double headliner to start the day. Good morning, Chinmay and Rob. How is your morning? If I could, I would definitely be in that diamond quad. Look, Trevor's an everyday player. He's a man of his word. We love ourselves some Trevor Jurek here in the UA Live Break Room. I'm off to a great morning. This Colombian ground coffee is certainly turning my morning around. I'm running on about a good 2 hours of sleep right now, guys. So, I'm here with my man Chinmay. We're getting off to a good start, and after we get hopefully 2 headliners pulled here,
my morning was going fine. Nothing exceptional. But I walked in the room, I saw LaDainian Tomlinson and then Patrick Kane, and my morning immediately became much better.
Frown turned upside down.
Let's get them here on the table so that my day will be phenomenal too. But let's start with this mini break. 7 times around as per our dice roll for the 9 a.m. show. David Griffin, you've got the NFC North. William Worden, you've got the NFC South as well as the AFC West. Ryan McCall has got the NFC East and the NFC West. Lou Albin has got the AFC North. Karen Reagan has got the AFC South. And Trevor Jurek has got the AFC East. 2 box numbers for the minis, please. And just wait for my message here.
Yeah, we should be asking you, Trev. You were mentioning that Giannis Funko Pop and how you think that looked. I'm sure you got to be having a pretty good week with Giannis. Dropping the Jordan Belfort video on his Instagram. If you saw that,
that's the best thing that you can do on social media if you're staying somewhere. you gotta drop the Wolf of Wall Street. Giannis also made a big investment in Kalshi.
I did. I was gonna just bring that up.
Giannis is now in Kalshi. So instead of calling him Run and Dunk Man, I'm gonna call him Run to Kalshi and Dunk Man. 2 box numbers for the minis. Otherwise, I will go to the wheel here.
There you go, Ryan.
And do the spin. 7 and 29. I got him.
Yeah, I think
7 and 29 on the box number.
If there's any Kalshi reps that are tuning in, they might be formulating that as a marketing plan right now.
So 29 is good, and I want to say 7 is good too. Yeah, we should be good on both of those. Both numbers are good. We'll knock those off the ticker here, and then get right to it. All right, double box break here. First break of the 9 a.m. show. We'll start off here with box number 7. Good luck, everyone. And we'll start with a bit of a headliner here. Talked about talked about my favorite running back, and we talked about Le'Veon Bell in the Hall of Fame case. This man's a Hall of Famer because he's the all-time leading rusher in the NFL. It's Emmitt Smith on the Salute to Service Mini. The all-time leading rusher, Dallas Cowboys Hall of Famer, Emmitt Smith on the Salute to Service Mini. That is an NFC East hit, and that is going to go to our box caller, Ryan McCall. Ryan, congratulations on the Emmitt Smith Salute to Service Mini.
That's how you get it done, Rye Guy. There you go, buddy.
Great start for Ryan here in the mini break, and great start for us here on this Saturday morning.
Yeah, again, like you said, Chidmay, the NFL's all-time leading rusher, the only Dallas Cowboys player to ever win a NFL MVP award. We've got to get him on our Cardinals lid, man. I don't know what we're waiting for here. Give the people what they want, but I guess an STS mini will do. So, way to call your shot. And, it's got to be one of those cool feelings at home when you're watching a break room where you actually get a say in what comes out of a particular series, and it actually ends up going in your favor. So that's got to be a really cool thing, man. So shout out to you, Ryan.
And he said finally an Emmitt Smith. He's finally got Emmitt. So great. We've filled another spot in the personal collection there. Happy to assist Ryan on the Emmitt. Let's see if Ryan's going to double up here. If someone else will get a victory. Box 29 in the minis. Second box of this double box break. Minis are always a double box break. We just talked about him, and we're going to keep the headliner trend going here. It's a Steelers mini, and it's Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Le'Veon Bell on the Steelers. That is going to be an AFC North hit, and that is going to go to Lou Albin. Lou, congratulations. Le'Veon Bell on the Steelers mini. I was wondering whether it was going to be a Jets or Steelers lid. Turns out it's a Steelers lid where Le'Veon Bell was best known for doing some of his work. So, Lou, congratulations. Le'Veon Bell on the mini helmet heading your way.
It's borderline creepy how often we end up having a prolonged discussion about somebody, Chinmay, and then 5 minutes later, that guy will just appear in the room like
he's on the table.
Yeah, like he overheard the conversation being had. So, very, very cool. Le'Veon Bell on the Steelers, which makes it even better, obviously. His team that he's most known for, 3-time Pro Bowler, as we just mentioned, 2-time All-Pro. So, again, 2 headliners. We manifested that, so 16 boxes left. 7 headliners to go going forward. So, way to go, guys.
Should be all running backs here. Let's just keep getting all the running backs.
Keep running and running, baby. I do want to address the Trevor's comment here in the chat because I think it's perfectly worded. He said, "I love Giannis and his commitment to the franchise. The Bucks makes us fans feel special because he knows we want him here and we have to cherish it. Without Giannis, the Bucks would probably plummet." Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. I would say, and a lot of this range is true, not just for the NBA but across all sports. It's very hard to retain a star of his caliber in a small market like Milwaukee. And for him to religiously state and stand on business about, staying in a place where he got drafted again. He picked up a basketball for the first time when he was just 15 years old. So, he was a kid that was drafted at 18. Milwaukee became his home. He got married in Milwaukee. He's had, I believe, 3 children up in Milwaukee. I'm sure you and I both have a lot of Bucks fans in our life. We live just about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know Bucks
outside
fan,
of the city.
Very close friend of mine who's a Bucks fan. He basically said, "Look, at this point, I'm cool with Giannis leaving, doing whatever he wants. Like he won us a championship.
He did his job.
He got us a championship. Yeah. He put Milwaukee on the map. And to the Bucks' credit, the Bucks have done a lot of things to try to improve the team around Giannis.
Yeah,
they've gambled a lot.
Yeah.
Some of the gambles have worked. Some of them have not worked.
It's just a shame because
they've tried. They've tried.
Even in retrospect, because it's such a shame that they couldn't really salvage and put anything together after that 21 run. Look, I was at game 3, the famous Giannis chase down block. They were down 2-0, and then they eventually ended up.
Well, the year after, I believe they did go to a game 7 with the Celtics and lost.
Correct.
So they were basically back
in the semifinals.
Yeah, but they were basically back to being contenders. They had a couple of times where they were the 1 seed and they lost to the Heat Once in the bubble, and then once a few years after when the Heat made their run to the finals as the 8th seed. So they've had some tough luck as well. And then Dame and Giannis were never healthy in the same postseason together, which hurt them.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing too, is because once that pairing got together, it was like, okay, like we might actually have the NBA's most dynamic duo. Damian Lillard, a top 75 player ever. And again, injuries with Dame, unfortunately, just did not synchronize with Giannis. And even with that being the case, I don't think they had the level of depth that they used to have on their championship run. A guy like Chris Middleton, a guy like Drew Holiday, guys that were such huge linchpins as a part of that squad. But again, you break a championship drought in a city of over 50 years in the city of Milwaukee, you know, that basically erases literally 2 whole generations full of frustration. So, hey, you know, we got some franchises in Chicago that you and I can relate to. We talk about the Cubs before 2016, 108 years. The White Sox at 88. The Blackhawks were long-standing before they had their dynasty in the 2010s. You know, and now we're, you know, talking about basketball. How about the Bulls? Yeah. You know, where the Bulls basically sell all of their tickets and will continue to off the remnants of Jordan and Rose off of their backs, right? So, you know, I just like seeing small market teams be able to recoup guys. This is why in a different sport, a guy like who we've gotten in the break room quite a bit, which funny enough, we had Livy Dunn last weekend with that autograph. Paul Skeens with Pittsburgh. We're already having conversations about him. He's just going into his 3rd year, and it's like, all right, get those trade offers lined up, because we know as soon as you hit your, you know, arbitration years, as soon as that comes up, they're not going to want to pay you because it's Pittsburgh, because Bob Nutting doesn't like to put a lot of money into, you know, a lot of players. So it's an unfortunate thing. But.
Yeah. So Trev, on that salute to service. So there are different iterations of the salute to service. So there was a salute to service 1. There was a salute to service 2.0, and I believe there's a salute to service 3.0 as well. And the sort of sand brown color, that is the salute to service 1. That's the original salute to service, and it also depends on whether they're on the minis or on the authentics. The minis typically are not your sort of greenish salute to service. They're more of that sand brown color, but the authentics can be more in that salute to service 2.0 and even 3.0 with the greenish and some of those alternate colors. Trevor also saying Wisconsin very lucky to have guys like Favre, Rodgers, and now Giannis for years, and hopefully they get one more with Giannis. We'll see if Giannis ultimately does move on in the summer, or if he's able to recruit somebody to come join him in Milwaukee and give the Bucks another shot at a championship. So we'll see ultimately what happens there with Giannis. I didn't know that he was necessarily going to be moved at the deadline, because not only was there not a great offer out there, like an offer that would blow you away, but there was no sort of explicit trade demand from Giannis saying that I want to leave for sure, send me to one of these 3 or 4 teams. And his contract is not exactly one that you can easily slot into your roster, right? You got to take that salary matching
about
into
$50
account.
million.
You got to finagle with the aprons and what draft picks you can send out. So it's a tough sell in the in-season portion of the trading period. But in the summer, once a bunch of teams have cap space and can maneuver things around, that's when you really get some movement in a bidding war. And we'll see what happens. Whether the Bucks, as they've done many times, the Bucks have always been willing to make that risky move to try to get a player in there to help Giannis out. The Bucks might be willing to do that again. So we'll see if Milwaukee goes that route, or if they say, Giannis, what do you really want? We're happy to honor your request.
Yeah.
And he decides it's time to finally go.
Yeah, and I mean, look what they did. I mean, they stretched and waived Damian Lillard, a top 75 all-time player, a guy that was obviously out for this entirety of the season with an Achilles tear.
Yeah.
They basically amnestied his contract so they can bring in Miles Turner, which, again, Miles Turner, I don't think I've ever seen a league average center get such a boost from a finals run like Miles Turner did. But again, like you said at the top of this discussion, Milwaukee has done essentially all they could have done to provide Giannis with a championship roster, and thank goodness that he got one under his belt, because in this league of parity, in this league of players constantly being moved around the league, and again, this is a deeper league than we've ever had in the NBA, and the pool of talent naturally as the years go by, talent levels are going to increase more and more, so it's harder to build dynasties. It's harder to win consistently year in and year out. So I was glad Giannis was able to get that, and I'm really glad that you ended up segueing that into the summer, because that's where we're going to see more flexibility. If Giannis has not moved after the summer, I would be shell-shocked if he ends up ever moving out of Milwaukee, because I feel like this would be the prime time to do it. And if he does, I'm just saying, Chicago in the summer, really, really nice. He's only
very fun city.
Just $20 million investment into some real estate property here. Him and his brothers bought $20 million for real estate. Just saying.
Very fun city. And Giannis has talked about.
We'll take him.
Giannis has talked about wanting to be or playing for the Bulls potentially.
That interview is still wild.
The Bulls apparently did not want Giannis for some reason, which is not surprising given how their front office has operated over the last 5 years. But hey, maybe some changes in the front office can come in. And all this segues back to the Weekend Warrior Olympic Series.
Yep.
Where Giannis is on the Funko Pop, and he has a Bucks hit on that Funko Pop. But if he does move, all of a sudden, that Bucks memorabilia for Giannis becomes that much more valuable, that much more unique. Yeah, Giannis is. Yeah, he's going to. So the thing I do know is that Giannis has said he wants to play in Greece again after the NBA.
Interesting.
Okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, and he could probably dominate Greece in his 38, 39, 40 age-old season, or maybe one season he plays in Greece at the end of his NBA. Yeah, who knows? Yeah. And maybe they win it all there in Greece to send him out with a Euro championship or something. But this Weekend Warrior Series, guys, just dropped. It's a weekend exclusive series. Will not be around come Sunday evening. It'll be pushed back to the following weekend. So get your spots in now. Get your opportunities to win the LeBron James prize. LeBron James, by the way, does not come into the break room very often. Does not sign very often. This is the first LeBron James item that we have had at Ultimate Autographs. Company first. First LeBron item that I've seen in the break room in my little over a year here. And it's obvious now why that's the case, because we've never had it. And this is only capable of being won by getting the prize tickets from this Weekend Warrior Series. It is not available in the actual break series. You got to go through the breaks, get your medal count up. Gold medal gives you 1 spot. Silver medal gives you 2 spots. Bronze medal gives you 3 spots. And those medals will be in the boxes. There will be a sticker for the medals. It won't be actual medals, unfortunately. McCall is saying, I've seen Bronny before LeBron. Yeah, Bronny is signing a lot. LeBron has some other things to do instead of signing memorabilia.
Bronny's signing for LeBron these days.
Oh,
we might get. I'm actually interested to see how Bryce Maximus ends up looking out of Arizona, freshman at Arizona. Yeah. So we'll see how that transpires. But again, regardless of how you feel, and again, we've had a lot of opinionated folks over the years here at UA, and understandably so, about their opinions on certain players. One thing you can't deny without a shadow of a doubt is how much value comes with winning this prize.
I don't care if you think LeBron is not better than MJ.
Yeah.
He's not, by the way.
Or Kobe, according to Blaine.
Yeah. Or Kareem, or Magic, or Larry Bird, or any of those guys.
Larry Bird.
So that doesn't matter.
All guys we get in this room, by the way.
But Rob looked up the autograph value for a LeBron James basketball, and the minimum price was $3,000. Minimum was what it was going for. He was seeing as high as $10K. That tells you how valuable the LeBron James basketball is. And the only way that you can get this is through the raffle in the Weekend Warrior. You cannot get it through the breaks. This will not be given away in the breaks. This will be given away at the end of the series for through the raffle in the top spot draw. Penny Russell saying good morning. Good morning, Penny. How do we find out about the Super Bowl board?
Okay, so are you referring to those Super Bowl squares that we got going on? So those Super Bowl squares that we got going on. So the randomization for that, I'm going to look that up right now because our master of marketing, Mike, he's going to he's actually going to be randomizing that. So I'm going to look through that right now. I'll give you a quick update on that, Penny, in just a second. So
appreciate that, Rob. Take a quick look here on the break page and see where we are at in terms of breaks. We got 6 spots left in that single, and yeah, that is what she's referring to. We got a spot bought into in the jerseys there in the multi-sport single, and we're still at 4 to go in that diamond. And we just did the minis, so we were refreshed there. I really do want to highlight again this Bright Lights Authentic. There's only 2 boxes left in the series, and then we got the QB room after this. The 2 boxes that are left are the LaDainian Tomlinson Rave Authentic that you see on the far right side there of your screen underneath Tom Brady. That LaDainian Tomlinson is still available. And then the other box is a hidden gem. We don't know who that'll be. But again, double box break. Let's knock out that Bright Light series. You get yourself a wheel spin if you help close that out. And then, of course, we jump into the QB room right after that. And that is 35 boxes, all quarterbacks. The usual suspects like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Drew Brees, Troy Aikman, John Elway, Dan Marino, Joe Montana. They're all there in that quarterback room. One of the superstar mixers here at Ultimate Autographs. That quarterback room always gets going here. But again, we got to get through this Bright Lights series to get to the quarterback room. And that LT, come on. Let's get that LaDainian Tomlinson out here on the table. So where are we going to next, guys? Again, we just did the mini break. Ryan winning the Emmitt Smith and Lou winning the Le'Veon Bell. Emmitt Smith, the photoed headliner. Le'Veon Bell, a secondary headliner. Do a quick refresh here on the break page. See where we are at. Got some movement in the jerseys as well. 6 to go there. We should be able to knock out a jersey break here and there. But that Weekend Warrior and Bright Lights, that's definitely where we want to be again. Brand new series in the Weekend Warrior. And if we close out the Bright Lights, we can get a brand new series in the quarterback room. You want those speed flexes. You want those custom custom speed flexes with some of the best autographs in the game. Go to the quarterback room, but to go to the quarterback room, you got to get through this Bright Lights series. And then the Weekend Warrior also has some custom speed flexes in there with Myles Garrett, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Devontae Adams, in addition to the phenomenal memorabilia like the Victor Wembanyama basketball, Mickey Mantle on the photo, Patrick Kane on the puck. That's my second favorite item in the break room. Probably, actually, given the frequency that we have LaDainian Tomlinson, I'd probably say Patrick Kane is number 1 because we don't see Patrick Kane that often, especially on the Blackhawks puck. Nikola Jokic on the jersey, Ken Griffey on the jersey. Taylor Swift, where are the Swifties at? Taylor Swift is back in the break room on this Life of a Showgirl vinyl. And I believe it looks like that's the CD. I don't think it's actually the CD, but it looks like the CD. It's got a photo as well in there. So Taylor Swift on the vinyl. Album cover is also in this Weekend Warrior series. Lots of great stuff here, guys. I saw a couple spots bought into in the single, but let's tap into that Weekend Warrior series and let's get the Bright Lights series also knocked out here, so that we can get into the quarterback room and get you guys some of those custom speed flexes from some of the top superstars in the NFL.
Yeah, Penny, what's going on? So I just wanted to address her question really quick about the Super Bowl squares. So reached out to Marketing Mike just to get a just to give him a little feel about what's going on for that, because we did fill out all 100 squares on Tuesday, and I do know at some point today we're supposed to have them randomized with the combination of all 100 names and figuring that out. So basically what that is, we have prizes that are going to be worth up to $1,700, with the top prize being $1,000. And and then 700 in other prizes as well throughout the rest of those squares. So once we get that sheet randomized, once we have that all figured out, I'll be able to explain that to you guys all the way through the Super Bowl, because I will basically be on almost every show between now and tomorrow going up until the Super Bowl. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
And I believe, also to highlight, in that playoff series, we had the tickets that you get for the teams in the postseason. So Doug Skolberg has the Patriots, and Dustin Aronson has the Seahawks. Okay. So those guys are both eligible for the big spins. So Dustin Aronson and Doug Skolberg have racked up some cash so far with UA credit.
Yeah.
And they are in line for a lot more. Should the Seahawks or Patriots, one of those guys is going to get there.
That's a G, as we like to call it out here.
Patriots and Seahawks. One of those guys is going to be hit with some nice UA credit at the end of tomorrow. But this Chase Wheelspin tab is looking pretty lonely here, and I want to get you guys a couple chases. I want to give you guys some cash here to play around with. So let's get in the bright lights. Let's get into Weekend Warrior. Let's start breaking some of these series in, and get your items now before some of the bigger players wake up here on Super Bowl Saturday. Get your spots in now. Get your stuff in now. And walk away with, because look, we've pulled 2 headliners already. Who's to say that we won't pull another one? And if you're chasing LaDainian Tomlinson, as many defenders were back in the day, you can get him on that double, on the bright lights. There's only 2 boxes left, and it's a double, so he's gonna come out in that break once it does happen.
Hey, MP, what's going on, baby?
Michael Polos. How's it going, fellas?
What's up, Gellas?
How's it going, Michael?
I like that. I know he accidentally typed in.
Yeah,
Gellas.
He corrected it.
I think that's like calling, like saying,
guys,
like, hey, what's
and
up,
fellas?
fella, guy, gentlemen.
What's up, guys
and fellas, or gentlemen's and fellas. Not happy to be back in the cold.
Okay,
I can understand that, my man.
Alfredo, yeah.
Answering what we get emailed about the Super Bowl boxes. Yeah, great question, Alfredo. I was just giving Penny a heads up about that. So I reached out to Mike. We're going to end up getting figured out how that's going to end up being randomized. Once those scores are randomized, we'll figure out who is in what spots.
Yeah.
And what's going to come along with that. So we'll give you guys a heads up.
Not used to being cold. Michael, you're a Chicago guy, right?
Yeah. Apparently he's only a seasonal Illinoisan. From the sounds of it, it sounds
okay, yeah.
sounds like somebody is away for the winter. He goes off and hibernates somewhere.
Yeah, he's been in Hawaii for the last 10 days.
Correct.
Okay, all right. Yeah, not a bad spot to be. I went to Hawaii a long time ago. Hope you enjoyed your stay in Hawaii. And yeah, the temperature difference is a little bit jarring when you first get back. But hey. At least you got the Super Bowl to look forward to here tomorrow, between the Seahawks and the Patriots. Which island? So this was again this was 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to Honolulu, so Oahu, and then the Big Island for the Volcanoes National Park, and then we did some snorkeling on both islands as well.
Nice.
Would be interested to go back to Maui. I've heard Maui is really nice. So would be interested definitely to go back. Hawaii is a great place. Kind of expensive.
I can imagine.
Because of some of the constraints that they have in terms of getting stuff there. But other than that, a fun place to go on vacation. -2 with the wind chill in the jersey for Alfredo. Yeah, it's the wind chill really does it for you here, especially in Chicago.
Yeah,
you can be like 20, 30 degrees in Chicago, and then the wind chill takes it to like 10.
Well, the closer, if you're actually in Chicago, you're right off the lake. If you are by Lake Michigan, that's a whole different beast within itself. But it was a blistering hot 37 degrees yesterday. I mean, I thought it was raining outside, but it was actually just the snow from icicles actually dripping and melting. Yeah. That's what it turned into there. But yeah, I've been to Hawaii twice. The last time I watched Lilo Stitch, and the first time I watched the first season of White Lotus.
Nice.
Those were my only 2 times in Hawaii. But from a distance, from a TV or a movie screen, it looks absolutely beautiful. So almost as beautiful as what we got going on in a lot of these series. Like, for example, one of the most beautiful lids that I've seen that currently resides in the Weekend Warrior, Chinmay. How about this Hawaiian's teammate on the LA Rams and Devontae Adams? The custom speed here. Flex. Puka Nakua's teammate for the
yeah. Looks like somebody shot some paintballs at Devontae Adams.
Oh, that's right. That's a good call. 51st dates.
Very good reference there. But there's Devontae Adams on the custom speed flex. The Rams, he led the league in touchdown receptions this year. Again, the only player to do it with 3 different teams. Devontae Adams did it with the Packers, did it with the Raiders, and did it now this season with the Rams. We'll see if the Rams got Cliff Kingsbury to join their offensive staff. So
damn it.
Rams are just bringing all the offensive minds together, and we'll see if Matthew Stafford decides to come back for the 2026 season, because if he does, they are looking real good. Chance to have a couple high draft picks as well.
Yeah.
They have the Falcons' first round pick, and then they have their own pick. They could move up and get an impact player. They could potentially draft a quarterback late in the first round. We'll see what they do. But again, Rams, as long as Stafford comes back, should definitely be in the mix.
I don't think McVay is worried about that. The first thing they did, man, they spelled Cancun on 3 as soon as they were done playing in that NFC Championship game. McVay, Stafford, some of their close friends, they were off on vacation. I don't know if you saw that picture, but they had a couples trip that they went on a week after the season. But what's up with the square dancing in the NFC West coaching situation? We hired Baby LaFleur and Mike LaFleur, the OC, a part of the staff, and like you said, Kingsbury takes over in LA, the former Cardinals head coach. So it's so funny, man, how the coaching tree evolves and how guys just end up moving around. Because it always feels like, we do get new guys every coaching cycle in some regard, but it seems like they all deviate from a different number of trees, or it's the same names that'll get, passed around into. It's funny. The NFL coaching landscape is always funny to me.
And this is that new salute to service that Trev was talking about earlier. This is sort of that different style of salute to service, more of the greenish, sort of darker brown green salute to service, which you can see on that Amon-Ra, which is available, by the way, in the Weekend Warrior Series. All of these helmets, all these custom speed flexes available in the Weekend Warrior Series, which is a weekend exclusive, just dropped last night. And again, that LeBron James prize is sitting right here. The only way you can win this is to get into the breaks, get your medal count up. Boxes, there are 12 boxes. And the boxes will have either a gold medal, silver medal, or bronze medal. The gold medal means 1 entry spot. The silver medal means 2 entry spots. And the bronze medal means 3 entry spots to win LeBron James on the autographed basketball.
James.
The first time that we have had LeBron James in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. This is a company first. Happy to be a part of it here. Hopefully, we can give this away at the end of this weekend. So let's get into this Weekend Warrior Series. Get yourself a shot at LeBron. Get yourself a couple shots at LeBron. Get yourself that Patrick Kane puck. And more importantly, get yourself that Chase Wheelspin. Give yourself a chance to win some UA bucks.
Yeah, Alfredo, shout out to him, man, for jumping into the Weekend Warrior double. Very, very cool there.
Yeah, so we've got 6 spots to go still in that Weekend Warrior single, 7 to go in that double. Last 2 boxes in that bright lights, they have not moved as we approach 10-10 here. May have to look into potentially doing something different there to get folks to go in on that double. Again, LaDainian Tomlinson on that Rave Authentic is one of the 2 boxes left. The hidden gem, we do not know, but bright lights, so I'm guessing that it's going to be a decent player. We do have a no scrubs policy here at Ultimate Autographs, which we stick to. And after the bright lights, we can jump into the quarterback room, which has 35 boxes, 20 headliners. Among those headliners, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees, Dan Marino, John Elway, Justin Herbert, Joe Montana, Jared Goff. All of the quarterbacks that you would expect to be in a quarterback series. They're all there in that QB room. But we got to get through the bright lights series, through these last 2 boxes in that double box break to be able to get into that quarterback room.
Yeah, man. And again, not only are you doing something for yourself, you're doing something for potentially LT, you're doing something for the community. Yeah. You're possibly doing something for yourself again. Again, quarterback room. We have a litany of headliners. If my calculations are correct, I believe we have 18 total headliners coming up in that quarterback room series.
No, 20.
20. There you go.
20 headliners.
20 headliners, even better.
If you include the secondary. So 15 photoed headliners and then 5
secondary
non-photoed headliners in that quarterback room. But again, all the boxes in that series, all quarterbacks. That's why it's called the QB room, one of the superstar mixer series here at Ultimate Autographs. So where are we going to go into next, guys? Pretty open across the page, but we're seeing some movement in the jerseys, seeing some movement in the diamond single, seeing some movement in that weekend warrior as well. It's up to you guys where we go next here in the break room. We already had a mini break. Le'Veon Bell, Emmitt Smith came out of that double break in the minis. So where are we heading to next? And while we have a quick moment here, we'll discuss the Super Bowl a little bit. I believe the spread was 5.5 the last time we talked last week, and it has moved down to 4.5. So it's Seahawks minus 4.5, which is the spread, and it opened at 3.5. So it has jumped up a little bit. So money coming in on Seattle. In that case, I'm leaning to the under on 45.5.
My man.
I'm leaning to the under there. As far as the spread goes, I do want to say Seahawks minus 4.5. I might buy a couple points, say Seahawks minus 2.5. Maybe a late field goal to win over New England after New England has won on so many late field goals in their Super Bowl history. On ESPN, the matchup predictor says 60% of the time Seattle wins, 40% of the time New England wins. As far as the injuries go, really the only big one, Robert Spillane is questionable with an ankle injury for New England. But that's really the only major one. Drake May has been cleared. Sam Darnold not on the injury report. Charbonnet no longer suiting up for Seattle, but they've had a couple games and a couple weeks now to go on without Zach Charbonnet. So Charbonnet and Spillane, the two big ones. Charbonnet, obviously, we know will miss the game. Spillane could miss the game, the Patriots starting linebacker. But Rob, we got a moment here, so you can discuss bets. You can discuss who you're leaning for the game as a whole, what Super Bowl commercial you're excited to see. I can pull up a list of sort of the commercials that we can expect to air. Okay. But yeah, your take on Super Bowl 60 here, which will begin in about 30 hours.
Yeah, so we're counting down, like you said, 30 hours away from Super Bowl 60. And, I won't go through all 60 of the bets that I already have placed. Nah, it's crazy. I've only placed 59. Come on, guys. But yeah, so I like where you're leaning towards on the under. I've talked about it on a couple of different shows that I've either been on the host side on or the producer side on here at UA this week. But I really, really like taking New England plus 7.5 and teasing that up. Okay. And then teasing up the total to 52.5 and taking the under there. And then getting that at a little bit over plus money, about plus 105 is what you can get that on for most books. One of my favorite bets. And also another thing that I'm going to take too on the betting side as well. I'm going to take a first touchdown score on either side. If you are a fan of the bird, if you want to fly high, you need speed, right? Seahawks are known for their high velocity and speed. Well, you can't get better speed than Rashid Shaheed. Yeah. First touchdown scorer, get that at 18-1 the last time I checked. Okay. Also, Peep AJ Barner, I really like for his value as well. Yeah. Funny enough, by the way,
Barner's, I believe, plus 260.
Anytime. That's very good value in general. Probably Darnold's number 2 red zone target behind JSN. I got to see what his first tutty is because I have this weird fetish for touchdowns first tight ends. I mean, Dallas Goedert and me go way back, and he put some nice coin in my pocket. But Yeah, so on the Patriots side of things, again, I'm a sick bastard when it comes to big plays for the first touchdown for the Super Bowl. So I also want to go with what's going on. We got
Philosophical TV.
Philosophical. So,
Philosophical TV saying Rob is the GOAT, go Birds.
Yeah.
All right, Philly.
Well, it's either Rob is the GOAT or Rob is the lamb. Whatever that might be. I hope I'm the GOAT. Hopefully I'm not a sacrificial lamb for these plays I'm giving out. But again, going on the speed side of things, you know what? Just because it's, a little Sunday night, you got to go get some booty. Go get some Keyshawn booty, man. Keyshawn booty. Their deep ball threat, I think, is a really nice target to go after.
Yeah, he had a really strong season.
Yeah, Drake May, probably his favorite deep ball target on New England's roster. And my favorite personal prop bet now, because again, this is going to fluctuate, and I kind of feel like a little dirty bird on this one, Shinmei, because this is not exactly an originality pick, because I've heard a lot of different people that I've listened to take this, but I want to see what he's at right now. I love Drake May over 35.5 rushing yards. I think that he is going to deal with relentless pressure.
He's going to need to move in order to create some big plays.
And look, if you believe in game script, right? If you believe Seattle, if you're one of those people that believes that Seattle is going to be in front early, you're going to expect Drake to have to drop back at least 30 to 35, maybe even 40 times, which is what Mike Vrabel is not going to want to have happen. But if he does, he's going to face pressure more times than not in those scenarios. And New England has had probably their best offensive success this postseason run, Chinmay, when he has ran out of the pocket. He's actually had 60 or more rushing yards in 2 out of his 3 postseason starts alone this postseason run. So just a couple of my thoughts.
Yeah, Ryan saying he has the under, but 31-13. That's not close, Ryan. That's a blowout there. Defensive special teams touchdown puts it out of reach. Maybe Shohei on a punt return, or maybe
do a little Devin Hester action. A la 06 20-year anniversary. Why not?
Devin Hester,
Why not?
By the way, sometimes we see here in the break room as well. So Devin Hester could be on an item in the near future. Devin Hester is actually a very good hidden gem item.
I'm sorry, I just realized the comment. I have the under, but a close 31-13 game.
Yeah.
But a close 31. Yeah, it's funny. I've seen some like 27-17 kind of scores, but they're like, hey, like New England will be like, we'll be within shouting distance.
That's what I think. I think it'll be something like that, where New England is never really out of it, but they're never also really in it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be that sort of game. I think we see like a 21-10 or like a 24-13 or 24-16, something like that. Like, I don't think New England will ever be out of it, because they do have a good defense and they have a very strong sort of system that they operate within. I just don't know that they'll ever quite get into that scenario where like they get close to Seattle. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I think the depth of talent, if you compare both 53-man rosters side by side, I think Seattle is just more in depth with their talent level that they have, their skill position players. There's only one real superstar level skill position player on either side in this game, and that being Jackson Smith and Jigba. Yeah. But even though at times Darnold's worn, on the defensive side of the ball for Seattle.
I also think
Christian Gonzalez,
Kenneth
Milton
Walker
Williams.
Kenneth Walker has explosiveness, can be considered sort of not exactly superstar level, but can be considered like closer to star level.
Oh, he's well above average.
Yeah. Stephon Diggs has had a really good season for the Patriots. We'll see what Stephon thinks he's a superstar.
We'll see what motivation Cardi B gives him before the game.
Yeah, Stephon thinks he's a superstar. So I think Stephon Diggs is also in that sort of Kenneth Walker, like above average player, like can be inching towards star territory.
So let me ask you this, since we're kind of naming guys here that could be that could play a factor into tipping the balances in either side of the game here. If you had to give me one dark horse Super Bowl MVP, you're leaning Seattle. I lean Seattle much closer. I think Seattle wins by a score or less, hence why I'm taking New England plus 7.5 here.
Okay.
If you had to take a dark horse for Super Bowl MVP, not Ken Walker, not Sam Darnold, not JSN for Seattle. Is it a defensive guy? Is it a guy like an AJ Barner we talked about? Who could you possibly see being like a hero?
Well, Drew Lock is plus 9,000 here for Super Bowl MVP.
I should have seen that coming.
That's not going to happen.
I should have seen that coming.
So no Ken Walker, no JSN. How about a guy who...
You're disgusting for even suggesting.
How about a guy who had a pretty big moment in the 2021-22 season for Super Bowls? How about Cooper Kupp?
Oh,
Plus
I love
9,000.
that. I love that.
Cooper Kupp plus 9,000. He's had a pretty average to below average season by Cooper Kupp standards, but he could be a big factor here, especially if New England throws a lot of coverage JSN's way. Somebody else has to step up there. I think Shohei at plus 3,000 is also a good sort of dark horse pick.
Yeah.
I personally, if Seattle does win, think Kenneth Walker would be the move at plus 850. I think that's the most value there for a Seattle win. But Michael Arias saying, I'm with Rob, Shohei scoring, but got Kenneth Walker on that first touchdown. Kenneth Walker, first touchdown is plus 370 at Kings of Draft for the sportsbook there. Anytime TD minus 190 for Ken Walker, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is surprising given that Seattle does not hand the ball off to Kenneth Walker near the goal line.
I would, if that's the case, and if you want to get value for first touchdown, get your George Halani on.
Yeah.
Who's going to be their active number 2 running back? Obviously, Charbonnet. It's been out the last few weeks with the season-ending torn ACL. If you want value for Super Bowl MVP on either side, Milton Williams. Now, the Patriots have not lost a game this season with Milton Williams being in their starting lineup.
Okay.
He has arguably been the best D tackle in the NFL this season.
Plus 20,000.
He is,
we go.
He is I mean, if we're talking about a scoop and score, if we're talking about multiple sacks, if we get a thick 6, if we want to get crazy here.
Hey, Vrabel's caught touchdowns in the Super Bowl before. You don't think he's going to stick a linebacker or a defensive tackle out there and throw the ball to him near the goal line?
And that's the thing. It's one game, 60 minutes. Anything is possible here. We're getting a little crazy with it again. Keyshawn Booty, again, 125 to 1.
Yeah.
If he catches 2 deep balls, I mean, Keyshawn Booty can win Super Bowl MVP. Obviously, New England would have to win the game. But you don't think that he could have like 3 for like maybe 3 for 120, 2 touchdowns, or like 3
easily,
for.
Yeah.
He could have some deep balls.
Anything can happen. It's one game. It's the biggest game.
Yeah.
And that stage allows random people to shine in moments where they otherwise would not. Michael's saying so I don't know if they did this. So they did not do the squares last night. I have not been told that they did. I'm still waiting for a little confirmation from the higher ups. I'm guessing you'll get some sort of email. I'm guessing you'll get some sort of email about it.
Yeah, that's
so. If you haven't gotten an email about it, it probably hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, we're going to. I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. Quite literally, as soon as I get it, it'll be like breaking news coming into the break room here. No pun intended, but
Insider Rob.
I will let you guys know as soon as I know.
Yeah, so we're pretty open here on the break page. Just did a refresh here again. Weekend Warrior and Bright Lights are the Chase wheel spins. There'll be 2 separate wheel spins if we can close that out. Bright Lights,
that's a good
only
pick.
2 boxes left. Only 2 boxes left in Bright Lights. LaDainian Tomlinson Authentic, one of those boxes. Once we knock out the Bright Lights series, the quarterback room will be next. And the quarterback room, again, 35 boxes, all quarterbacks, all your big-time headliners available in there once we knock out that Bright Lights series. Eamon Wari for MVP is good.
I like that.
Very good pick. Defensive player. We've seen defensive players win Super Bowl MVP before.
Did you see what Mike McDonald said about Ewan Orr in his one of his pressers this week?
Did not.
He said because everybody's like him and Drake Mayer probably have been the 2 most asked about in terms of health and availability going into the Super Bowl. And McDonald's he's like, well, I saw him land here. He's alive. He's alive.
Good to go.
He's alive.
He's good to go.
So,
and that's spoken like a true defensive coach.
Yeah.
So where are we going to go to next? Again, we've already had a mini box break in this morning show. We had Emmitt Smith come off the board and Le'Veon Bell on the Steelers lid come off the board. Hoping to get some other memorabilia here on the table outside of just this LeBron prize basketball, which, by the way, you can get in the Weekend Warrior series. There will be 12 boxes in this Weekend Warrior series, which will have either a gold medal, silver medal, or bronze medal inside. It will be a sticker. It won't be an actual medal. It would be cool if it was an actual medal, but it's not going to be. It's going to be a sticker. The gold sticker will mean that you get 1 spot in the LeBron draw, Silver sticker will be 2 spots in the LeBron draw. Bronze sticker will be 3 spots in the LeBron draw for the prize. And by the way, that's the only way to win this LeBron basketball. You cannot get it in the break room otherwise. It is a prize at the end of the Weekend Warrior series. And if we do not get movement in the Weekend Warrior to close that out by the end of this weekend, it'll go all the way to next weekend. You cannot win it during the middle of the week. It's a weekend exclusive series, and LeBron on the basketball. Again, this is an Ultimate Autographs first. This has not happened before. In Ultimate Autographs history, we have a LeBron James basketball, and Rob looked up the value earlier in the show. It is $3,000 minimum is what he was seeing.
Yeah.
Could go all the way up to $10,000
bare min
for LeBron James on the auto there on the basketball. We've had Jordan before. We have not had LeBron before until now. And you can only win that as the prize in the Weekend Warrior series. Been a moment since we've done a break. Been a moment since we've seen orders come in. So I'm going to give you guys another 5 minutes or so. And because none of the breaks have filled up for the wheel spin, if I don't see any movement here in the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll hop off a little bit early. We'll take a quick break here and recuperate here and join you guys at noon. It's been an enjoyable morning chatting with you guys. We did do a couple breaks in the minis there. But again, hoping to get into that Weekend Warrior series, hoping to close out that bright lights so then we can jump into the quarterback room and get into some of those big names there. So again, if we don't see any movement here on the Weekend Warrior or in the Diamond Single, by the way, 4 spots to go in that single box break. And in that Diamond series, in the 22 boxes that are left in that series, we do have 9 headliners still available. Mike Evans on the Authentic, Kurt Warner on the Authentic, Ashton Genty on the custom drip speed flex for the Raiders. I have not seen a lot of drip Raiders speed flexes. They typically stick with their classic stuff. Edger and James on the Salute to Service, Barry Sanders on the custom speed flex, LT on the on that alternate Chargers speed flex with the visor. Again, we have that LT Authentic and bright lights as well, but LT on the speed flex here with the visor in the diamonds, and then Troy Polamalu on the speed flex as well in this diamond series, and then Sean Alexander and Fred Warner in the secondary headliners. Again, since it's the diamond series, we know those will both be authentics for sure. Again, authentics or better in the diamond series. That's 4 to go in that diamond single and 6 to go in that diamond quad. So we've actually had some movement in that diamond quad as well. But where do you guys want to go to here? Again, 10:28. If I don't see any movement here in the next 5-7 minutes or so, we'll jump off here and give you guys a moment to recuperate, and we'll see you back here at noon if the orders don't come through, because we don't have a wheel spin at the moment. So no reason to stick around if we don't have that chase wheel spin opportunity to give you guys some cash here.
Yeah, and that's the way we like to operate here, guys. We want to stay on as long as possible. Hell, Chinmay and I, we're going to be same place, same time, same spots coming up for the 12 o'clock show. So we would like to go up till 11:59 and hell, just cross over and merge one show into another. But
we can keep going. We can run through the whole.
We like staying on the clock.
Yeah.
We want to be here with you guys. We want to do boxes. We love talking about not just sports in general, but obviously most importantly, first things first. Every sports item and memorabilia that is in the room, we wanted to make sure everything is as beneficial as possible for you guys. And again, if you want to have an opportunity to put a little UA coin in your pocket for what we got going on, Michael said only a double for the.
There's only 2 boxes left, Michael.
Yeah.
So there's only that double left. So we'll knock out that double if we get those 2 boxes out of the way. There's only the double. Huh?
Could always do a single.
We could move to 2 singles. That's again we would need people to sort of express that desire.
Yeah.
To move into the singles.
Because here's the stipulation, Mike, when it comes to, and again, we'll be completely transparent with this, or at least I will be. So if the higher ups are watching, I'll be getting a pink slip in my locker after this. But the reason why having a double up is more advantageous is because, let's say, worst case scenario, we end up doing 2 singles, and the first single that comes out ends up being the hidden gem. Again, nothing bad. It's a great series. They're either all authentic or speed flexes, so I'm sure it won't be a problem. But if that ends, or excuse me, if LaDainian Tomlinson ends up coming out first, and then we're stuck with that hidden gem last, for $117, and people at home aren't necessarily going to know what the item is.
Yeah,
blindly going in for $117 is not exactly a high selling point, and it's not exactly great for us if we end up having to put a series away with the box left. So that's why when we end up doing something like that, that's why we'll end up having it on the chase wheel spin. We'll end up, giving you guys potentially some money back.
Yeah, the issue happens really it's more of a logistics thing, right? Like if someone buys into the single and then that stalls out and then someone buys into the double, now what do we do in terms of moving those people around? Dustin, the Super Bowl squares, again, you'll probably get an email about it because I understand a lot of people have asked about it, and we don't have those numbers in front of us. But I'm sure somebody has the numbers, and the emails will be coming around to you guys if you're part of it. I can almost guarantee you that you'll get an email about it. You might not get it today, but you'll definitely get it before kickoff. Yeah, Michael's and been around, get it. No problem, Michael. Yeah, appreciate the question, but again, LaDainian Tomlinson, man. You know me. I'm an LT guy. LaDainian Tomlinson on that Rave Authentic. Let's get that out on the table here, and get this double out of the way, and then we can get into that quarterback room next, which will be a brand new series. But Weekend Warrior and Bright Lights, those are the wheel spin opportunities. Again, no movement in the diamonds that I've seen. Going to do a quick refresh here on the page. We're just past 10:30. Have not seen any movement. Rob, you haven't seen any orders come in either on that side, I'm guessing.
I have, let's see, I have not. The last order that I've seen, my man, that came from, now again, let's see here. That was a 10:08 our time from Alfredo and that Weekend Warrior double.
Yep, okay, and that's been a minute there, and I haven't seen any movement. So, guys, we're going to hop off here. We're going to take a quick break a little bit early. We will see you guys back here at noon. Again, get your break spots before some of the big players come in and start racking up these spots here. Weekend Warrior, Bright Lights, those are the breaks that you guys should target. Bright Lights really to get it out of the way so we can get the QB room in here and start giving you guys some big-time headliners. And then Weekend Warrior to come after this LeBron James basketball, which is an Ultimate Autographs First time in UA history, we have a LeBron James signature in the room. The only way you can win that is to get your medal count up in that Olympic Weekend Warrior series. For Rob, I'm Chinmay. We will see you guys after the break.